Hare Krishna devotees,
Welcome all to our Srimad Bhagavatam Stutis series. Today's shloka number is shloka number 60 of chapter 24, canto number 4.
Covering the Rudra Gita. Yatredam vyajyate vishvam
Yatredam vyajyate vishvam
vishvasmin avabhati yat
vishvasmin avabhati yat
tattvam brahma param jyotihi
tattvam brahma param jyotihi
akasham iva vistritam.
akasham iva vistrutam.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Yatra,
Yatra,
where,
where,
idam,
idam,
this,
this,
vyajyate,
yajyate,
manifested,
manifested,
vishvam,
vishvam,
the universe,
the universe,
vishvasmin,
vishvasmin,
in the cosmic manifestation,
in the cosmic manifestation,
avabhati,
avabhati,
is manifested,
is manifested,
yat,
yat,
that,
that,
tat,
tat,
that,
that,
tvam,
tvam,
you,
you,
Brahma,
Brahma,
the impersonal Brahman,
the impersonal Brahman,
param,
param,
transcendental,
transcendental,
jyotihi,
jyotihi,
effulgence,
effulgence,
akasham,
akasham,
sky,
sky,
eva,
eva,
like, vistritam,
vistrutam,
spread.
spread.
Translation, my dear Lord,
My dear Lord,
the impersonal Brahman spreads everywhere,
the impersonal Brahman spreads everywhere,
like the sunshine or the sky.
like the sunshine or the sky.
And that impersonal Brahman,
And that impersonal Brahman,
which spreads throughout the universe,
which spreads throughout the universe,
and in which the entire universe is manifested,
and in which the entire universe is manifested,
is you.
is you.
Purport by Prabhupada. In Vedic literature, it is said that everything is Brahman and nothing else. Sarva Khalvidam Brahma. That's the statement that Prabhupada is referring to here. The whole cosmic manifestation rests on the Brahman effulgence. The impersonalists, however, cannot understand how such a huge cosmic manifestation can rest on a person. Thus, this inconceivable power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not understood by the impersonalists. Therefore, they are puzzled and always denying that the absolute truth is a person. This wrong impression is cleared by Lord Shiva himself, who says that the impersonal Brahman, which is spread all over the universe, is nothing but the Supreme Lord himself. Here it is clearly said that the Lord is spread everywhere, just like the sunshine, by virtue of his Brahman feature. This example is very easy to understand. All the planetary systems are resting upon the sunshine. Yet the sunshine and the source of sunshine are aloof from the planetary manifestations. Similarly, the sky or air is spread everywhere. Air is within a pot, but it also touches filthy places and sanctified places alike. In any case, the sky is uncontaminated. The sunshine also touches filthy places and sanctified places, and both are actually produced by the sun. But in any case, the sun is aloof from all filthy things. Similarly, the Lord exists everywhere. There are pious things and impious things, but in the Shastras, the pious things are described as the front of the Supreme Lord. whereas impious things are described as the back of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Maya Devi, it says, resides on the back of the Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.4, the Lord clearly says, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavasthitaha. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. So this verse of the Bhagavad Gita explains that the Lord is spread everywhere by virtue of his Brahman feature. Everything rests in him, yet he is not there. The conclusion is that without bhakti yoga, without rendering devotional service to the Lord, even an impersonalist cannot understand the Brahma Tattva, the Brahman feature. In the Vedanta Sutra, it is stated, Athatho Brahma Jignasa. This means that Brahman, Paramatma, or Param Brahman should be understood. In Srimad Bhagavatam also, the absolute truth is described as the one without a second. But he is realized in three features: the impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate issue, and in this verse, Lord Shiva confirms that ultimately the absolute truth is a person. So what we can understand from this is, there's some more of Prabhupada's purport we will read. Everything is Krishna's energy. Everything in this cosmos emanates from Krishna. So Krishna's effulgence also comes from Krishna, since he's the source of everything. So in the previous shlokas, Lord Shiva has described the personal features of the Lord. Here, he is focusing on the impersonal aspect of the Lord, but ultimately Lord Shiva is saying even the impersonal things are resting, ultimately it's resting on you. Therefore, Prabhupada is writing, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate issue, and in this verse, Lord Shiva confirms that ultimately the absolute truth is a person. Prabhupada has also mentioned that the impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and Bhagavan, they are all realized in three different features. How do we know this? For that, we have to go back to the first canto, the second chapter, in the 11th verse. There is a shloka that says, Vadanti tat tattva vidaha tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. That those who are following the path of transcendental knowledge, they know that the absolute truth, you can call this the non-dual substance Brahman, the Paramatma, or Bhagavan. In that particular shloka, Prabhupada writes in the purport, the absolute truth is both subject and object, and there is no qualitative difference there. Therefore, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan are qualitatively one and the same. The same substance is realized as impersonal Brahman by the students of the Upanishads, as localized Paramatma by the Hiranyagarbhas or the yogis, and as Bhagavan by the devotees. So we are all focused on different aspects of features of the Lord. The devotees are focused on the Bhagavan aspect of the Lord. The Gyanis are focused on the Brahman aspect. And as Prabhupada states here, the yogis are focused on the Paramatma aspect of the Lord. In other words, Bhagavan, or the personality of Godhead, is the last word of the absolute truth. Paramatma is the partial representation of the personality of Godhead. An impersonal Brahman is the glowing effulgence of the personality of Godhead, as the sun rays are to the sun god. So essentially, Prabhupada is saying, less intelligent students of either of the above schools sometimes argue in favor of their own respective realization. But those who are perfect seers of the absolute truth know well that the above three features of the absolute truth are different perspectives, views seen from different angles of vision. So a lot of us may be spending time saying, oh, we are right, you are wrong, your understanding is incomplete, our understanding is complete. Prabhupada is saying the nature of understanding the truth is depending on the perspective of the seeker. And of course, that also includes the level of consciousness and the level of realization of that such seeker. So he clearly says, coming back to our purport for this shloka, Shiva is clearly saying, Tattvam Brahma Param Jyotihi Akasham Iva Vistritam. Here is a common example. A successful businessman may have many factories and offices, and everything rests on his order. If someone says that the entire business rests on such and such a person, it does not mean that the person is bearing all the factories and offices on his head. It simply means he's ultimately the owner of everything. He may not be physically present in every single factory, in every single shop, but that doesn't make him any less of an owner or a proprietor. So Prabhupada is using this very simple example to how to understand God. You can't see one office and say, oh, that office is God. You have to go beyond that. You have to see who is the owner of the property. So when you see Maya Devi, when you see when you see the cosmos, you can understand this is just the energy of the Lord. Then you have to go beyond that. You have to ask who is behind this energy? Who owns this energy? So our perspective can be restricted to just what we see, or it can go beyond what is obvious and go to the more subtle aspects of creation, which is that everything comes from the Lord. If someone says that the entire business rests on such and such a person, it does not mean that the person is bearing all the factories and offices on his head. Rather, it is understood that by his brain or his energetic expansion, the business is running without interruption. Similarly, it is the brain and energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that carry on the complete manifestation of the material and spiritual worlds. Of course, we say the spiritual world has always existed, so there's nothing like it gets manifested, maintained, and then destroyed. It is only the material world that undergoes this change. The philosophy of monism explained here very clearly adjusts itself to the fact that the supreme source of all energy is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. This is described very clearly. It is also stated how the impersonal feature of Krishna can be understood. For this, Prabhupada is using an example from Bhagavad Gita, the 8th shloka, the 7th chapter. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi surya yoho pranavah sarva vedeshu shabdah ke paurusham dasho. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and the ability in man. In this way, Krishna can be understood as the mystic power in everything. So anything that you see all around you is simply an energy of the Supreme Lord. So here, Lord Shiva is saying this Brahman is spread everywhere. One aspect is the Brahma Jyoti itself, to which the Jnanis aspire to merge into. But even before you get to Brahma Jyoti, everything else also belongs to the Supreme Lord. But because it is energy, you're not seeing it as a person. Therefore, we call it impersonal Brahman, which spreads throughout the universe. And therefore, Lord Shiva is saying, everything is a manifestation of you at the end of the day. So when he says everything is manifested in you, that means there is a person who possesses that energy. It's a very simple, easy to understand for us. We have energies. Our energies can be in the form of our children. A portion of us is in our children. That doesn't mean the child and me are the same. It's different. My energy is taking care of so many mundane things in life, but I don't become that. I still retain my individuality. So similarly, when the Lord is creating all of this cosmos, He is the cosmos, but at the same time, He is retaining His individuality as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna. This is the concept that Lord Shiva is trying to explain here in this particular shloka.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.